Live with balanced news you can count on. This is News 4 at 6.
You don't expect it here. You don't. I mean, you always have the safe sense of, nothing's going to happen while you're at home.
The investigation continues into the worst mass killing in Fort Hood, and now authorities are trying to piece together a motive. Good evening, I'm Tom McNamara.
And I'm Martha Vasquez. Thanks for being with us. We continue to follow a developing story that we brought you at the top of News 4 at 5. News 4 has confirmed that a University of Arizona grad was one of the 13 people killed at the Fort Hood post.
He was Major Eduardo Caraveo. He graduated from the U of A back in 1986 with his PhD in psychology. 2 others from his unit died and 7 more were injured. He was part of the 467th Combat Stress Control Army Reserve Detachment Unit. He and his unit were in fact preparing to deploy. We'll have the latest on the investigation at Fort Hood in a moment, but first though, more on Major Caraveo. Angelique Lizardi is live at Pima Community College tonight with more on that. Angelique.
Well, we do still have some more local ties regarding the tragic shooting in Fort Hood, Texas. Now, according to ex-wife Rosaura Howard, 52-year-old Major Libardo Eduardo Caraveo of Tucson, who was part of the Army Reserve, arrived in Fort Hood, Texas on Wednesday. Now, this is just a day before the shooting took place and where he was shot and killed. Now, he was also assigned to the 467th Combat Stress Control, so that's what he was obviously assigned to while in Fort Hood. We know that Major Caraveo was very involved here in Tucson when it came to education. We know that he did teach here at the Pima Community College, where he was an educator. He taught many students, and he was also a graduate at the University of Arizona, where he did receive his PhD in psychology. Now, we also know that Major Caraveo is survived by his 3 sons, Eduardo, Jose, John Paul, and his 2 daughters, including his wife, Angela. Our thoughts go out to the family, and as for right now, that's all the information that we do know. We will keep you posted later tonight, coming out on 10. Live with Balanced News in Tucson, Angelique Lizardi, News 4.
All right, Angelique, thanks. This tragedy hitting very, very close to home. Meanwhile, now the investigation into those deadly shootings at Fort Hood continues tonight. Let's get to the quick facts. Fort Hood says 13 people are now confirmed dead, 30 more injured, including the gunman. He is 33-year-old Major Nidal Malik Hassan. He's been moved to a medical center in San Antonio, where he's listed in stable condition in the intensive care unit. Authorities are searching for a motive, but some say he may have been struggling with a pending deployment to Afghanistan. Hassan was shot by a civilian police officer who was also wounded. Lots of Tucsonans are reacting to the Fort Hood tragedy. One of them, the leader of a Tucson-based peer support group that's called Vets for Vets.
News 4 Sandy Rathbun has his response.
For something like this to happen on American soil, very, very, very sad.
Former Army Sergeant Abel Moreno served in Afghanistan and Iraq. After he got home, he co-founded a nationwide peer support group called Vets for Vets, where former soldiers volunteer to counsel others coming home from the wars. Moreno says there is no excuse for what happened at Fort Hood, but he believes compassion fatigue might be an explanation. That's where a counselor hears so many horror stories, he internalizes them.
That could possibly have played a role into his thought process.
Moreno does not fault the military for not foreseeing the rampage. He says Afghanistan and Iraq are different from other conflicts.
I think they're doing everything as fast as they possibly can with the changing environment. The conflict and the way it runs, it changes so fast. How do you keep, it's like trying to chase a car that's going 50 miles per hour.
Moreno believes individuals need to do more to help themselves. One place they can turn, the VA.
We can do an assessment and get people into treatment if needed.
This sign emphasizes it takes the courage and strength of a warrior to ask for help. With Balanced News, Sandy Rathbun, News 4.
A Tucson teacher is